Okay, so looking at the charts, we are moving just as we predicted for Bitcoin. And of course, if you haven't done so, make sure you go like, share, subscribe to this channel. And today we're gonna turn our attention to the charts. And here we are, baby. I made a video literally, I think just a couple, maybe 3 days ago, just before the weekend. Today's Monday here in Australia, beautiful. I made a circle around that chart there saying that I think it's sort of topped out there. And we have broken above this particular resistance, and I see that kind of being the upwards channel that we're following as well, which runs parallel to the bottoms that we've been having in this sideways channel. These kind of channels are basically your bread and butter when it comes to actually trading and locking in some predictable profits there as well. So isn't it amazing that you draw a line where there's a resistance as well, and there is a quick level, that there's like a very sudden level of indecision just happening around here as well. So it actually happened exactly according to our move, that this would have been the top. We've actually kept an eye on the RSI on the 4 hour, and I think we've actually looked at the 1 hour chart as well, during which we've actually peaked out our RSI as well. So if you did make those trades, congratulations, and if you have been profitable, do feel free to smash that like button right there, guys. I think it's this button that does that. There we go. Bang, subscribe, smash that like button. Let's go, guys. And so, yeah, it's been a pretty interesting trading couple of days. Just, keep chucking in a short. And look, I think that obviously the next target is probably to the bottom end of this channel. There will be some type of resistance, I reckon, around this line here as well, but we don't know that yet. But what I am doing is keeping a close eye on the RSI to make sure that if it's going into the oversold territory as well. However, I am identifying a rising level of support on the RSI as well. So we may see that it may not get as low as this level as we find it. So I think this sideways channel has been trading everybody reasonably nicely. A very quick, violent move up from here with a decent amount of volume was a good sign that it was going to be it may probably have a lot more momentum than going to the next level of resistance, but go another level beyond, which then obviously created that channel here like so. Now, that being said, the overall trend for Bitcoin has been a downward trend. And we are actually seeing would I call this a fractal maybe? Yeah, I guess I could. And that's the video, I did make that comment last time I made the video. But as you can see, we've had this sort of like it dipped, some level of indecision, coming back down, a violent move up, and then a quick move down, and then just basically forming that bottom channel like so, and then another quick move up and some volatility consolidation, and then bang, cross down. So I think what will play out for the scenario for Bitcoin right now is that we may even get to a stage where we sort of get close to that 100 moving average. We did do that very similarly right here as well. So if we then see that that it hasn't touched it for now, but then I think what will happen is similarly sort of create that indecision, and then falling, and then violent move up, and then another violent, I guess I'll call that a violent drop down, some level of consolidation. It may come up making a false poke. So that red line, which is the 100 moving MA, will make a false poke like this one, maybe a couple, right? And then consolidate, and then bang. Okay, that's I think what will happen with a Bitcoin. Okay, of course I could be wrong. I'm just playing out the scenario as we see just previously, with the fractal that we see right there. And with every sort of move down from each bear flag, which we've been able to identify, and I was able to predict that as well, guys. For those of you who've been staying tuned on this channel and made those and locked in those profits, congratulations. Basically, it is that flagpole that we want to see duplicate itself. So if that flagpole then extends out, then obviously that will be your next price target. Obviously, it went sort of well below that, although it did come to the bottom of this. So what we can expect from this flagpole then, with this current dip that we have seen, so from here to here, and I'm just going to move that right down. I think we'll be looking at around that $13,000 mark, quite conservatively as well. So, and I think that kind of makes sense too. We are around $20,000 mark right now. I think a $13,000, $12,000 Bitcoin isn't out of the question. We have been having this very strong downwards trend, as you can see from this red MA that's sloping downward. That's 100 SMA that we're looking at the moment. So for that to be reversed, we're going to need some pretty strong signals. with all the shorter MAs flipping out onto itself. So I think that will be how it will play itself out. Now, what else could I tell you guys about the markets right now? Sort of zooming out onto sort of the 1 weekly chart at the moment as well. What we are looking at is a, okay, maybe I chuck on a different chart for this one, something with a bit more longevity. Here we go. So what we are looking at is a price action that's consolidating below that level of support, the red and the green line, which represent 1,000-day and 1,400-day moving averages, which has been historically one of the best regions to actually buy in. So if anyone's going to be excited about crypto, it's, you know, I know that crypto was exciting like here, Thanksgiving last year, and then the beginning part of the year before that. I know that's a lot of you where they came in. I know a lot of you will be on the loss at the moment. Though for those of you who are new, of course, if you are from the old Wild West, you know, and you're still sitting well above that, well, congratulations to you. But this level of support with these two simple moving averages have been historically very, very good. A good opportunity to buy in. Now, this is obviously not guaranteed. Just because history says something, it doesn't mean it's going to be replicated over and over and over again. But the thing is, as traders, as investors ourselves, when history of this nature has been repeated this many times, you would be quite silly not to take this risk. I'm not talking about a guaranteed trade, guaranteed win. I'm talking about taking this risk when the price action does fall in between that green and red zone. People were talking about buying into these regions, the green and the red zones, to be able to then, you know, and start dollar cost averaging in there. We're in an unprecedented time, which in the past it has really happened just maybe once, very, very momentarily and briefly, in very small increment, and maybe twice in the Corona beam, which has been quite dire as well. We're looking at out into the market, and it's looking pretty dire as well in terms of the stock markets and the equities, which we in which we do expect further falls as well. And as you can see, the 83 retracement, we still have a bit more room to go, as you can see, from current price action to where it should be, which is around the $11,000 Bitcoin. So that being said, I think right now is not a bad time to be dollar cost averaging in. I'd rather you run a loss and hodl through times like this than have bought something up here, right? And you call yourself a hodler. So this is the name of the game. You want to buy low and sell high. As ridiculous, as simple as that sounds, that is how it is in the long term. So right now, I think you should be more excited than ever before to actually be dollar cost averaging into Bitcoin. But in the short term frame, I know a lot of you guys will be trading at the moment. We are seeing that consolidation right now. And we are looking at that flag forming for a move downwards is what I sense. I think that is the right medium to short-term outlook. And of course, of course, you have to look at some of the indicators to make sure that your trades are remaining still reasonably level-headed and technical. Guys, if you haven't done so, make sure you go and smash that like button and ring that notification bell and subscribe. And if that's the end of the video. Bye. Trade on BitGet. Go check out the link in the bio. I'm in the description. You know where to go. Subscribe now. Thanks. I'm out. Peace.